Hello, it's Amy, and I'm back again with the Journal of Emily Shore, the diary of a teenage girl living in the United Kingdom in the 1830s, published in 1891. And we are on page 218 today, beginning with her entry for September 16th, 1837, which was a Saturday. And she has just arrived at her new family home, Bartley Lodge. I did not ride, but took a stroll with Papa about the garden and grounds. Papa took me to the stables, which I had not seen. As soon as we had opened the door, to our great amazement, Mackworth presented himself, and walking up, exhibited the skin of his viper stretched on a stick. We burst into a fit of laughter. It is quite entertaining to see the silent, absorbing interest of that boy in his own pursuits in natural history and natural philosophy. He has not a spark of vaunting or bragging. He killed and carried home his viper without a word of exultation or self-congratulation, as if it had been a matter of indifference to him. Yet it has been in his mind ever since. The first thing I saw on coming into the drawing-room in the morning was a pencil sketch he had taken of the animal, and his copybook today containing an account of it. September 18th, Monday. In looking back on the beginning of my illness, I feel sure that one of the principal causes of it was overworking my mind with too hard study, which is not uncommon, a not uncommon cause of consumption. For many months before I was actually ill, I tasked my intellectual powers to the utmost. My mind never relaxed, never unbent. Even in those hours meant for relaxation, I was still engaged in acquiring knowledge and storing my memory. While dressing, I learnt my chapters of the Bible by heart and repeated them when I walked out and when I lay in bed. I read Gibbon when I curled my hair at night. At meals, my mind was still bent on its improvement and turned to arithmetic, history, and geography. This system I pursued voluntarily, with the most unwearied assiduity, disregarding the increasing delicacy of my health and the symptoms that it was giving way. September 26. I am going to turn author. I am writing some articles for the Penny magazine, which I shall first send to Arthur for his inspection. I shall explain to him, with Mamma's high approval, and consult him about it, my plan of publishing a book titled Extracts from a Naturalist's Journal. I want to know if the market for such works is overstocked. September 30th, Saturday. My packet to Arthur consists of a letter to him, and a sketch of Ugbrook, and some articles for the Penny magazine. The articles are on the golden-crested wren, account of a young cuckoo, 2 anecdotes of natural history, and my epitaph on a goldfinch killed by a cat. The sketch is meant as a specimen. I want to publish in the Penny magazine a series of views on Devonshire scenery, with short notices of each, and this is to be one if approved. October 1st, Sunday. My cough is gradually returning with the approach of winter, more than it did last year. My short breath and palpitations of the heart on moving or lying down are very annoying. My heart beats so loud at night that it is like the ticking of a clock. I am subject to pains in the chest and side, and altogether I am very weak and out of health. I feel as if I should never recover the strength of my body, and unwearied vigor and activity of mind I once possessed. God's will be done. It is meant for the best, though so early in life. When I have just quitted childhood, it is a painful prospect and a severe trial, both in endurance and anticipation. October 2nd, Monday. I am installed housekeeper. Mamma has given the whole of the household accounts into my keeping. I am glad of it. It will greatly assist Mamma and will be of much service to me. I am highly pleased at the idea of making myself of use in some way, now that I cannot do it by teaching my brothers and sisters. October 5th, Thursday. I began regularly today the plan of study I intend to pursue for some time. The books I am reading are Sketches of Venetian History, India in the Modern Traveller, and the History of the United States in Lardner's Cabinet Cyclopedia. In the morning I am up but a short time before breakfast, and am employed in my room in reading the Bible till prayer time. After breakfast, while my own room is being put to rights, I sit in the drawing room employed with the United States. I first draw out from my book a short chronological abridgment of my preceding day's lesson. Then I read a fresh portion, of course with maps. Then I go and sit in Mamma's room, painting one or two maps by way of relaxing my mind sufficiently. Then I go to my own room and I study chronology. This I do by means of a table of comparative chronology. I carefully read through a portion of one and then learn by heart all the dates I think necessary to remember. This occupies me for some time. Then I take up the Venetian history, doing the same as with that of the United States. I then take up the India. As yet I have not got farther than the geography, natural history, etc. So I do not yet abridge it. In these readings of history I make great use both of my chronological table and of the society maps which I take in. All this occupies me till about 2 or 3 o'clock. Till tea at 8 I am employed in taking exercise and desultory reading and lying down and in incidental occupations. After tea I read in the Biographia Universelle, the lives or life of one or more of those distinguished individuals mentioned in my English studies, which both keeps up my knowledge of French and impresses the history I read daily more strongly on my memory. In addition to this, I learn by heart, or rather keep up, what I have already learnt with the New Testament. This I do while I am curling my hair in the morning. I do not know whether I shall be strong enough to pursue this system of study very long, particularly as my health seems getting worse. Mamma is afraid of my overworking my mind again. Still, I cannot bear the idea of living, even in sickness, without systematically acquiring knowledge. So I shall devote myself at present to making myself mistress of history, chronology, and geography. The study of languages, mathematics, arithmetic, and the sciences of mechanics, etc., I must leave till I am quite restored to health. So despite, in a previous entry we just read, her kind of blaming the increased decline on her health, on overwork, she shows no sign of decreasing her daily work and her daily study. And in fact, that's quite vigorous. She spends essentially the whole day in study of some kind before doing her desultory, so her reading for pleasure at the end of the day. But I would assume all this study gives her, some pleasure of some kind, or she wouldn't be pursuing it in such a vigorous way. But yeah, that's quite a lot. I'm not sure I could even implement such a regiment into my daily life, even if I were not working a full-time job. But why don't we leave it at that for today, and when we come back tomorrow, we'll read the entry for the 7th of October, 1837.